Hi. So I'm Katia. I work at Bell Tower. It's a New York-based company, and the company has a CEO, Daniel J. Bell. So Daniel has created the Zelta replication suite. So I don't know if you heard about Zelta before. You did? Okay. Well,
Zelta's awesome.
it is awesome. I had to slip a word in about Zelta. So, um, sorry. So you wanted to know about
How you use bhyve at Beltec.
so at Peltec we use VMBI in order to for deployment, for configuration, and we associate it with Salt, Salt Stock. Oh, sorry. So basically, at Peltec we have a few dozen, some dozens, sorry, of servers and hundreds of instances, jails and VMs, and for our clients. So basically, we blend hybrid infrastructure, and we use also on-prem. Actually, we adapt. Um, sorry, we adapt the system to their needs to make sure that it's secure, compliant, resilient. So um, let me tell you more. Yeah, so the reason why we use bhyve is for control and security, of course. Um, Always verify, never trust, and that's the approach that gives us a tight security posture. Um, we also use ZFS integration. Um, we use ZFS snapshots and onto Zelta. So for ZFS and Zelta, it's set on all of our instances and VMs. And of course, we we also help clients save costs thanks to we have. So our clients are mostly fintech and healthcare providers, and they don't want VMware license bloats or vendor lock-in. So we combine FreeBSD, bhyve, and they let us deliver private cloud that's lean, that's transparent, that's secure. Um, so yeah.
What role do you play?
So I'm an administrator. I give love to the server. I patch them. Mm. I also help deploy them, allocate resource. We monitor them as well with Zabbix. So that's also a big part of my job, to find out how to monitor the most accurately without too much noise, and then we can anticipate a lot of possible issues. Um, so we also, in my job, I get to work with Zelta, and that's something that I can say guarantees 100% availability because of the way we set it up. And so about my job, what else do I do in a workday? Let's say I come, I check for alerts, I see what I check CV news. Then yeah, for maintenance. I'm sorry, a bit
Don't be sorry. You're doing great. You're
improvisation. And so yeah, ZFS is our friend. We work, we breathe it, and okay, that's
Show of hands, who has heard of Zelta? Okay, we have 4 hands here. Could you tell us about Zelta? And if you don't, I will, because I'm very, very happy with Zelta. And to quote Rod Grimes, co-founder of FreeBSD, it's the best backup tool he's used in 40 years. Go ahead. Oh, and I'll bring up the site while you do. So yeah, tell us about Zelta.
so Zelta
Right.
is our
Yep.
in-house.
Nope, not that one. Zelta Space. Thank you. There wasn't a web page when I started, so I'm terrible at this. Sorry.
So Zelta is our in-house replication suite, and it's a tool that works recursively on dataset trees, and it allows to support remote and local operations using SSH. So it's pretty flexible. Um, I don't know if I should talk about each.
Tell us about the dependencies, because that's quite exciting, or complete lack thereof.
For dependencies, so we have a tool called Zelta Match that compares dependencies, and we have Zelta Backup. That's a robust CFS dataset. Sorry, um, tree that does replications with self defaults. Um, we have Zelta Sync, which replicates as quickly as possible. So there is minimal checks and it's transferring the latest data only, which avoids us slowing down. I'm sorry, just like
No worries, you're doing great.
errors. Um,
And I can elaborate on some of that if you like.
I would like that.
I think we'd like that. Well, thank you so much. You did fantastic. Thank you, Katja, for being put on the spot. You did fantastically well. So, Zelta is written in awk, a classic Unix language. And there were some tiny issues getting it adjusted for, say, NetBSD and Solaris, such that you can push to a ZFS system on nearly anything without requiring some like daemon waiting at the other end to receive whatever you're sending. And um, Daniel's pragmatic. As a New Yorker, as he put it, you don't go partially in, you go all in. So it's very comprehensively done. It was developed in production and shared with the world. He liked the fact that Zelta is gold in Latvian, so he became a gold sponsor of this event. I appreciate that. That sheer lack of dependencies I consider invaluable. I use it strictly with zmatch and zpull, early commands before it got real fancy, but it collapses the range syntax that is a nightmare at the command line just to say -I, big or little, and the full snapshots. You just aim the data sets at it and it does the thing you want. And one final point is that Daniel expressed that if you're finding yourself having to force destruction of data sets and snapshots to catch up correctly, you're doing it wrong. You should never be destroying snapshots to achieve more backups. So check it out. There's the website. I'm delighted with it. He's been very interactive. He's been worked with Rod for weeks on just dialing it into real world needs, because developers by nature are either told what to do or scratch an itch, but then what happens out in the wild might be different and inconsistent with that. So thanks again, Katya. That was fantastic. Thank you, Daniel and Co, and you for Zelta. Uh, a client of mine split their company after like 40 years in business and had to untangle personal stuff of the owner with the new owners of the company. And I spent a week of my life in ZFS snapshots and Zelta untangling, because you can always see exactly where you stand and move forward from there in little baby steps, and then verify with Zmatch that everything is actually copied over, and it will just tell you. I don't know, maybe I can jump into a system and give a demo, but I'm delighted with it. Can't say enough nice things. It's free of charge under a nice license.